What's up, everybody? Just doing a little maintenance today. Got a couple new tires on my truck. Got home and saw that I had a flat on my trailer. So I'm already halfway done. I already took the flat off. I'm getting ready to tighten up the lug nuts. And I thought I would just go ahead and show my setup, what I keep in my truck with me all the time. Because when this happens on the road, if you don't have the stuff to make it an easy, quick change, then it can cost you a lot of time, which, time is money in this line of work. You spend half a day foxing around with a tire, and when you could have been making money that whole time, and you're not going to be a very happy camper. So this thing is old. I believe that's a Pittsburgh, if I remember right. Bought that from Harbor Freight, and I just pop the handle off, and I keep that up in the bed of the truck. In the cab, this is really the bread and butter here. I keep an Earthquake. It was the medium-sized one. I can't remember the exact number off of it, but also at Harbor Freight. This was recommended to me by my mechanic because I had on my dump trailer had to try to change a tire once upon a time, and it turned out to be physically impossible. And when I say physically impossible, I mean it. I bent the tire iron trying to change it, and the nuts wouldn't even budge. So he told me, get one of these and get yourself a nice torque wrench. Bought a cheap torque wrench, and it broke in a very short amount of time. So I went back and bought a nicer one. And let's see, what is this one? Icon, yeah, that's the brand. This has been real nice. I keep it set to 130 foot-pounds. That's, again, what my mechanic recommended for my trailer. I am not a mechanic myself, so I go off of what the experts tell me. And then, last but not least, this extension piece. Because on my truck, the wheels are really deep, and there's no way I'd be able to get either the Earthquake or the torque wrench in there far enough to be able to change it. So I keep an extension as well, and I have a whole array of the sockets to go with the wrench in case I have a different size tire that I'm not expecting to have to change. I got it all. I keep this in my truck with me at all times so that if I run into trouble, I can handle it. Let's go ahead and zip this bad boy back on real quick. And I like to throw gloves on. Like I said, I already got the nuts on there, as you can see. I didn't want to waste too much time. Taking it off is the same as putting it on. You turn the nuts the other way. So I went ahead and skipped that step for your sake. So I just like to get them loose first, or lightly on there, I should say. Come on, buddy. And then I'll hit them again. And I can pop that extender right off, and it goes straight on to the torque wrench. And I got that already set, like I said, to 130 foot-pounds. And then what I'll do now that it's on there pretty good is I'll loosen the jack a little bit. That way the tire doesn't really want to move too much. Maybe I'll do a little bit more. There we go. So now the tire ain't going to move while I'm trying to tighten it up real tight. My Earthquake out of the way. And hear that click? That's how a torque wrench works. Again, my mechanic taught me how to do that. That's how you know you've hit the foot-pounds that you have it set to. There we go. Tires on there. Exactly as tight as I want it to be. And that is my setup. Floor jack. You can obviously use any kind of jack you want, but I find it a lot easier to use the floor jack, even though it does take up a little more space. It can lift pretty much anything I need it to lift, and I have actually used it in scrapping more than once. I have had things that I needed lifted off the ground just a small amount, and they were so heavy I couldn't hardly budge them. And I just dragged the floor jack over and moved them with that. So I hope that helps anyone who's out there on the road wanting to do this full time. You know, if you're part-time, you can probably get away with not having all this extra stuff. But if you got heavy equipment, you want to have the right stuff to change a tire. It seems like simple, no-brainer stuff. But I didn't even think about it until I was physically unable to change a tire. And I bent my tire iron in half and sat there staring at it like an idiot, thinking, well, what the hell do I do now? Well, what you do is you have the right stuff before that happens. That's what you do.